All right, we're going live. All right, so I was just trying to mess with JB for a second, just to talk some smack and shoot him a message, and I hit the wrong dang button because I'm not a boomer, I'm a zennial, but I have boomer tendencies. I'm sorry, folks. So already, welcome back, PGF and grappling fans. I've kind of ruined the surprise here. So we already have our co-host, and yes, co-host Abe
What's up?
Diaz from Substats. Watch out. Say hi to folks, guys, or Abe at least.
What's going on, everyone?
Yeah. So here's our new 20-pound brain. You had a substitute 20-pound brain for a real while doing stats for you, Egghead. But many people knew the secret. I just did Excel spreadsheets, whereas Abe is actually a no-kidding statistician, number science crazy guy. So we're about to level up. So yeah, thank you, Russ. Check him out there. And just before, there we go, substats. And pardon me, before, Russ or Sean, I really appreciate your patience, but I just got to give a little bit love to Russ Sawyer, our producer today. So, this episode is brought to you by Broken Spoke Productions, Hanging Creek Chronicles, a book by Russ Sawyer. It's a paperback right now. It'll be on Audible soon. It's a little bit of some amazing post-apocalyptic fiction. Please check it out if that's your thing. I love it, but okay, thanks, Bubble Jiu-Jitsu. That's not nice. All right, anyway, so more importantly, with us today, we have the privilege of newly announced, and I would say first very coolly announced, PGF Season 9 invitee, Shawn Melanson. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thanks for having me.
So, we'll just get right into it. You know, one, the fact that Brandon McCatherine decided, the commissioner of the PGF, decided to reveal you first, because there's some people that might know some things, and we might be on some chats and stuff like that.
Sure.
But the fact that he chose you to be the first announcement, I mean, that I think that just kind of talks about your renown, talks about the quality he sees in you, the grit, maybe the PGF branding that you bring to it. Obviously, apparently a level black gentleman. So, why do you think that you were the first, like, really announced gentleman?
Indeed, it's beyond me. To be honest with you, I do think I have something, pretty unique in the social media following. I mean, uh, with the PGF being an entertainment platform and what they're looking for is high pace entertainment with everything you see on my social media, that's kind of my style. So I think that's part of it, as well as, like, it's as for the PGF, it's a pretty good decision to bring someone like me on board, because not only do I bring a jiu-jitsu audience, but if you really look into my audience on social media, it's also a ton of people that aren't jiu-jitsu athletes but have started watching and enjoying jiu-jitsu due to my content. So I'm going to bring an entire audience base that's probably never been to the PGF.
And Sean, I love that, because the entire PGF is designed upon the idea of, including the casuals.
Yep.
6-minute matches, high pace. They're like, trying to actually get past somebody's guard and submit them in 6 minutes. That means you have to move a whole, all the time. The fact the only way you can score is actually a submission. So none of this advantage. I don't even know what the hell advantage is. It's only about, like, hey, you sub somebody, and then, like, somebody's hands raised in the air, or it's boom, nothing. There's, and I could talk about a whole lot more. Our stalling calls, throwing the actual flag, all that stuff. It's all designed about bringing in the extra fans And to your point, I love your content. Honestly, folks, if you're watching this, if you don't have Shawn Melanson in your feed like constantly, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how your algorithm, like, I don't know if you watch jujitsu at all. But Sean, like, whether it be your BJJ fanatic stuff or your other things, you are in every feed I have. I mean, how are you doing that, sir?
Honestly, I don't specifically know. I do have like things that I know work, and I have an algorithm and stuff that I use, but why it's so popular compared to other stuff, I'm really unsure of. I'm glad it happens, but even so, I was at Michael Zanga's house this morning, who's the co-founder of BJJ Fanatics, and we were on the phone with Bernardo Faria, and he was just talking about how like the new jiu-jitsu thing is doing like reaction videos.
Mm.
And he's like, I'm looking for reaction videos. And he's like, everything is Shawn Melanson, Shawn Melanson, Shawn Melanson, Shawn Melanson. He's like, so that's all I can find to react to. And I'm like, that's awesome. I mean, it means that I'm doing it right. And, I think one thing that I'm doing better than everybody else is the consistency and the amount of posting that I do is one thing that I do absolutely more than every single other person on social media.
1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Um, you know, um, okay, we'll let real life pop in here for a
I
second.
have dogs too. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
We got dogs, but also my wife's been waiting for a package from UPS,
Okay,
and they keep ringing the doorbell but not getting answered.
that'll do it.
And so the wife is not happy that she keeps getting little stickers on the door. So my son's got about like 5 seconds to get out there, and or else some bad things are gonna happen to him.
That
Uh,
happens to me with my rash guard shipments too. They won't. I'll leave signs that say "leave it at the door," and they won't do it.
yeah. So again, sorry. At some point I'll bring you on here to mini Bernie doodles. They're very cute, but they're as you can hear they. That's why I'm upstairs because if I'm
I got you.
downstairs in my bar area and if I'm not playing with them, they'll bark. And now that they find an intruder, they're guarding the house, so they're doing their job.
Don't be surprised if you see my Australian shepherds come up here at some point and do the same thing. So don't feel too bad.
Love it, brother. So okay, uh, the PGF is all about fan excitement.
Yep.
You have tapped into the zeitgeist of the
Yep.
internet. You found the secret code. I guess obviously. So that's one of the reasons that Brandon brought you in. I mean, obviously we'll talk about your jiu-jitsu as well, I mean, which is freaking top notch.
Sure.
I mean, he watches more jiu-jitsu than anyone. Might be second, but like he does. Um,
Sure.
so I guess the next question is, what got you interested in the PGF?
Um. Yeah. Well, Brennan just reached out to me. I'm not like a as funny as it sounds. I'm not a big watcher of jujitsu. I'm a big practitioner of jujitsu. The only thing I like I spend a lot of time watching is some of the highest level guys, whether it be gi or no gi. So like whenever I'm looking to enhance my game, I'm gonna find someone to study, whether that be someone like Gordon Ryan or someone I like to study is Tynan Dalpra, as well as a couple other guys like that. That like that's where I spend a majority of my time. I think too many people. I don't want to say this the wrong way, but too many people take in so much jujitsu at a low level, and they have no direction with what they're doing. And you watch guys like I watch my blue belts come in all the time, and they're like, I saw this guy do this, and they just spend so much fucking time wasting time on bullshit jujitsu. Where like if I'm gonna sit there and watch, I just want to study like the highest of high level guys, as well as I like to spend a lot of my time. Hey buddy, this is my dog, like I said.
Yeah,
Like I want to spend my time being incredibly creative as well. Like I don't want to just do what everyone else is doing. So if you're constantly watching jujitsu, I feel like you're going to get stuck, kind of like what everybody's been doing for the past. It started to change, but like everyone started doing the leg entanglements and stuff like that. Watch out, Mavi, get out of here. And like then you're seeing it transform now, but like so many people got stuck in that leg entanglement game, and it just drove me crazy, especially because prior to the leg entanglement game getting big, I was out winning every competition by leg lock, and then everyone started doing it. I'm like, I want to fucking do something different, so I changed my focus to upper body submissions.
no, it
And my
makes total sense. I mean, so and pardon me, just I've listened to all the podcasts you've been on and watched
Sure.
a lot of your videos. I mean, I can't watch all of them because I'd be here till season 11 watching all those. Good lord, gentlemen, you put out a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
I guess obviously you're in New Hampshire.
Yep.
Um, you know, Precision Jiu Jitsu is your gym. You've had it for about 2.5 years,
Yep.
about 2.5, 3 years. So I guess what's the journey been like in New England with Jiu Jitsu for you?
Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna kick my dog out of here and close the door.
No, I feel you, man. That's why I came
Yeah.
upstairs.
Get out of here, Bubba. Get out of here.
Hey, the two reels we collabed with Sean, like
Mhm.
one's at like 10 grand, 10K, and the other one's like at 6. So we should keep doing that more often.
Yeah, whatever. I'm down. I'm always down to help people out, and I want to see everyone grow. But back to your question with like what it's like up here, it's a little bit different. And I used to be more of a I shouldn't. I used to have more of a chip on my shoulder with New England Jiu Jitsu because I thought it was like at a lower tier, and I still do think to a point that it is. But one thing I realized from traveling is like there's just a select few people that are really good, and then everyone else is kind of average.
Right.
Not to insult like a ton of people, but like everywhere has their issues. You're not going to go besides maybe Austin, right? You're not going to go somewhere and the jiu-jitsu is just going to be significantly better. But one thing I always found is I was struggling to find like good training partners. I was always kind of bouncing around gyms. Like I had my blue belt from one place, my purple belt from another place, then I got my brown and black belt from a place that like just really allowed me to have kind of use the gym in the way I wanted to do it and train. And me and this kid, Alex West, who is one of the main ukes for BJJ Fanatics, we're just doing a ton of training together.
Mhm.
You'll see him a lot in Fanatics instructionals. And, we were able to really just kind of take the information from Fanatics. And, one day he'd be working with the one world champion, the next world champion. He'd always bring that information back to us and or bring it to myself because we were spending so much time training together. And it really helped us elevate. And when we started training together as well, he was just some shitty blue belt. Like I beat the piss out of him, and now he's like my number one training partner. Um, so like here, it's a little bit different. Like I don't it's a little bit harder still to find like great training, but there is a lot of good training. It's getting better, and that's to circle back. That's a real reason why I even opened my gym, because there wasn't a no-gi focused place, as well as like there would be like one good guy at BTT and one good guy at whatever gym and one good guy at whatever gym and this and that. And I didn't want to poach anyone from gyms, but what I wanted to do was provide a space where everyone could come together and train, whether or not they were a part of the same affiliation or were going to train together all the time. Didn't really matter to me. But what I did was I opened it up 3 nights, 2 nights a week and one Sunday, or 3 nights a week and every Sunday for people to come in for free and just completely train. Um, and that started to bring a lot of competitors together. And now, specifically, our Sunday open mat in my opinion, is the best in the area.
I love it. I mean, a lot of the big gurus say like give away your best stuff for free. And
Yep.
I think that's just as much as you can, just add value. That begets just a culture of people that care about each other. So I have to throw this out there because my normal producer, I mean Russ Sawyer, that's sponsoring us right now, is hooking us back behind the scene. My normal producer CJ is shuttling around his little siblings because my
Okay.
wife's sick. So I'll give him a little bit of love. Maybe he's waiting for one of them. So CJ Nola 21, producer of the show, he better not be doing this while he's driving. Says, will we see the air gel technique used in the PGF?
Yeah, it's a very good chance.
And for the people that are here that might not know about air gel, essentially what is that?
So it started off as a joke. To be honest, it was like I just made a reel. where I was just picking up friends and students, and I was like, oh, putting jiu-jitsu people in air jail to prove jiu-jitsu is fake, which all of it was kind of bullshit, but it was funny. And like part of what I was doing on my page at that point was slightly satire as well as informative and stuff like that. But the first one, I don't remember what it did, but I want to say it did like 7.1 million views or something, somewhere around there. I'd have to go back and look at it, but I was like, no fucking shit. It's just super weird. And like what it did was it just incited a lot of random people that
Sure.
like barely trained jiu-jitsu or white belts or blue belts who were like, oh, try that with Mika Galvo or like all these guys. And like they would mention guys like I've actually had matches with, which is
Mhm.
hilarious. Um, but then I posted another one. It was like week 2 putting people in air jail, and then 50 million views later. Um, it just kind of like really blew up my page, and from there it was like I have actually kind of stopped doing it. There's 2 reasons I stopped doing it. Number one, because I was getting a lot of messages from people that were like, "Oh, I want to put my son or my kid in jiu-jitsu, but is it really fake?" And like I spent so much time replying to these like messages, and like I didn't want to discourage anyone from doing jujitsu who didn't understand, because I was getting such a reach at that point. Like
Sure.
I don't want to just like take it away from people as well.
Yeah.
So now if I do it, I try to do it in a funny manner because I'm known for it, but like let it know that it's satire. The only problem
Exactly.
with that is the algorithm doesn't push it as much because you don't have so many angry people in the comments.
Yeah.
So it's like again, it was all just for fun. But I do fuck around with my students a lot, and as well as my friends, and just they'll put me in positions. I'll just stand up. I mean, I'm a relatively strong guy. I'm not like the biggest guy. I'm only 5'7", but like 200 pounds. I can deadlift close to 600 pounds. I don't do it much anymore, but I used to be able to deadlift close to 600 pounds. So just
Ooh.
standing up with someone on top of me is not that hard.
Yeah.
So it's just again, it was meant to be funny, and some of it went a different direction. But
Sure.
then what I continued to do was just find ways to make security cam footage funny on my social media.
There you go. So, I mean, you brought it up, and pardon me, Abe, I'm going to bring you here in a second. But as far as like you know, 5'7", 200, that's thick, sir.
Yeah,
You only have to make 175 once.
yeah,
But then everyone said they're going to weigh you, and you can be up to 194. So it's not a big deal for you.
it's
But
not a
man,
big deal. So I weighed in yesterday night at 198. So
easy.
we still got, yeah, we got what, over 2.5 months. So I right before I blew out this shoulder, I did pans at medium heavy, which is 188 pounds. I made that no problem. I was down sitting around walking at 192 when I got lean. So my goal is probably to get down to like 185 ish, make the cut down to they have a 2 pound allowance, so it's 177, and then stay underneath that 190-94 limit.
Nice. And I'll ask one quick question from the chat before I bring in Abe here, though.
Yeah.
So JB, fan, friend of the pod, says, "What is something that Sean is looking forward to for season 9?"
Biggest thing is like getting some matches against some of these good guys: Jet Thompson, Cameron Hurd, Austin Kane Orenday, all people that I've seen around, that I think are really really good. That I'm like I want to test myself against, because for a while, I've been doing jujitsu part time. So like I've had some matches against some really good guys. Like I got to fight Oliver Taza. A couple other guys like that, PJ Barch, Mika. I fought those guys, but I was running a cabinetry business. So I was working anywhere from 60 to up to 100 hours a week. So sometimes I'd be training 1 or 2 days a week for these matches. And I never really got to take full advantage. But since opening my gym, jiu-jitsu is now my full-time job. Yes, I still do cabinets on the side, but it's not like I'm doing jiu-jitsu 7 days a week. So it'll be nice to actually test myself and get out there and see what I can do against these guys, like fully in shape, fully ready, and just see where I'm at. And I think this year, with everything trending in the right direction, the social media, my life in general, like I'm 32. Not that that's super old, but we're starting to get old for jujitsu. It's like this is either like a breakout year where I do a lot of big things, or
Mhm.
I don't. But I have a feeling this year is going to be a really big one for me.
No, definitely. So Abe from Substats, and he actually has a new app coming out where he is able to analyze people's matches and give them some hard truth. I guess Abe, I'll just open the floor for you. Do you want to give some analysis or give the folks maybe your pre-draft analysis of Shawn?
Yeah,
Because but hold on, real quick, but just a warning to you, Shawn. I'm going to come back to you after Abe has this fun, and it's going to be time for your elevator pitch to the managers or perhaps owners of PGA franchises. But
Sure.
Abe, the floor is yours, sir. Go ahead.
yeah, for sure. Thank you. So, based on the analysis that I've done, so on the draft pool, the first two guys are uh, TV Dinner and then Travis. So, based on the draft matchup analysis, you're just about 50% to beat those two guys,
Sure.
and you're over 60% to beat 5 and 6. Let me go back to my notes right here. And projected view. What this shows is basically Shawn is profiled high volatility matchup. You're going to be going against an elite finisher. You're an elite finisher as well, so it's going to be a coin toss between who you go against. But and you're not going for safety. There is no points. You're definitely going for the early finish. You have a high submission conversion rate based on the smooth comp event that I analyzed. You got 89% submission. Your overall time on the submission, match time was just under 2 minutes. So the final summary for the team owners, whoever's listening, Shawn Melanson is a true draft weapon. His data supports an aggressive finisher who thrives in fast-paced matches and capitalize on early openings. In a PGF format where finishes dictate outcomes, Shawn represents upside, disruption, and a serious scoring potential throughout the season.
Love it.
Sir.
So, yeah, I think also with Abe, looking at his analysis as I read it before we came on here, it does seem like you're very much in the elbow genie vein. I know you love arm bars.
Yep.
You love the leg locks. You like breaking people. You like breaking people fast, which is
Yeah.
before. Are you going to try to focus a little bit more training the kills before the season?
So funny enough, I mean, even that last tournament, which he is a lot of the stats come from the one prior to, like, I messed around in that tournament. I actually had some fun where those matches were lasting 2 minutes. The one prior to that, I had 5 matches, all submissions, and just under 4 minutes on the mat for 5 matches. So I go for submissions pretty quickly. Now talking about training for the kills, I do use a lot of arm bars, but I've also transitioned those a lot into triangles. So I do have a lot of the options to finish a triangle or the arm bar. Since kills are worth more, I'll probably end up looking to finish the triangles more often than that. But also, like, I'm a big back taker too. I can do everything pretty well. But at the end of the day, for me, it's all about winning. So whatever submission presents itself to me quickly is you'll see me take.
I mean, that's a constant calculus. I mean, Elijah Carlton's on the podcast a handful of episodes ago, and he's the master of it. So he really weighs his opponents, and he decides, like, okay, is this gentleman worth the time, and do I believe I have a good probability of getting the kill? If he's a good guy that defends that stuff, okay, can I just get the break quick and save my energy? Because you have 3 matches a night, for
Sure.
hopefully 6 weeks in a row. So yeah.
And actually, Elijah and I talk online every once in a while. Elijah's a good dude, but like him, I'm somebody that is going to evaluate every single opponent, and I'm going to do whatever I think is best to beat that person. So you may see me come out there first match and wrestle and play top game, and then the second match reevaluate and completely play a guard game and look to leg entangle. Like, you have no idea what's coming at you because I'm going to do whatever I think you're weakest at. That's where I'm going to attack you.
Yeah, you definitely have a complete game. I do appreciate that. We talked a little bit about your ties with BJJ Fanatics. I mean, Russ can put up the QR code for BJJ Fanatics here, because I think you have about like 7 or so.
I have 6 instructionals. I have another one coming out. We're filming it right now, actually, on doing like social media stuff, and then I will be coming out with another one on triangles, and then another one again on passing. The only one I stay away from is like leg locks, not because I can't do them, just because there's so many freaking leg locks instructionals. I
Yeah,
don't really care to do them again.
fair enough. All right. Well, Russ, when you get a chance, throw it up there. It's fine. We'll get to it. But yeah, I mean, the fact is, I think to your point, it's kind of a blessed situation somewhat. It's kind of weird because you're not in Austin, you're not in San Diego, you're not in
Yeah.
LA, but you're right there by the BJJ fanatics, and you
Yep.
and your homie, the famous Uki. You just have that opportunity to have that little lab right there,
Yeah,
where you
it's
can
nice.
see, yeah, you can dissect and bring it home and play with it.
Like I said, even this morning, like I do 2 to 3 privates, depending on the Zenga's travel schedule. I'm at his house 2 to 3 times a week, and he's the co-founder of BJJ Fanatics. So, like I'm with those guys. I don't always get the opportunity to train with some of the guys that come up, but if opportunity presents itself, I will always train. Like the last person I trained with was J Rod when he was up here, but we've got to do some training with some really good guys. I filmed with Gordon years ago when Gordon was doing some instructionals, and actually I was gonna come over and train with Felipe Pena last time he was up, but he ended up having an infection on his chin, and I was like, I don't want to do that.
Nice, I love it. So thank you, Russ, for throwing up. Check out that QR code for oh, there his YouTube as well. I mean, obviously, and actually, we'll throw this to CJ. Had another question. He said, how does it feel to have one of the fastest growing BJJ pages on Instagram? What has that increased following meant to you? How you approach maybe instructional or social media?
Uh, when it comes to how I feel about having the fastest growing page, I guess it's pretty cool. I don't really overly think it. I just enjoy making social media stuff. Actually, years ago, I was doing a fishing page with my wife that was growing at a pretty fast rate as well.
Cool.
Nothing near like what I've done. I wasn't able to keep up with it. Just with our lifestyle, I wasn't able to make enough content like I am with jujitsu. So it's like what I'm doing every day is jujitsu. So it's very easy to make that content. Um, but with the approach towards like instructional stuff like that, one thing I've really done is dial back my instructionals, especially in my last few. Is before I was always speaking to somebody that has some type of experience, right? So like
Mhm.
I would assume like you understand how to do an arm bar to a basic extent, or you know how to do a triangle.
Sure.
Whereas when I filmed more of my newer instruction, it was like I started telling myself to talk to somebody who has no fucking idea
Yeah.
what they're doing and start from the beginning. And that's what I'm doing with my YouTube channel now. Is
Nice.
like my video I put out today was like 3 single legs you should know how to defend, or 3 easy single legs for the beginner. You know what I mean? I'm trying to talk to the beginner because that's most of what people are going to look for. Are those are the people that are going to be looking for the instructionals. Like I make this example a lot is I try different moves out multiple times and see what does well. So I filmed a flying triangle 5 different ways, and no matter what I do, it flops. Like it doesn't do well because everyone that can do a flying triangle probably already knows how to do a flying triangle. You know what I mean? Versus like if I do a arm post, like a very basic arm post hip escape that works really well. It works all the way up to the black belt level, but it's a very basic move that'll do like 100,000 views, a bunch of shares, because those are the people that are looking for these instructionals. And
Yeah.
that's one thing I've really changed and dialed back. And then I throw in some cool moves here and there, like something that a blue belt's going to fuck around with, for a while. And it works, like it'll work all levels, but it's flashy, it's cool, but it's not anything like crazy.
No, I mean, first of all, that focus on the white belts. I completely
Yeah.
appreciate because I first learned on ship on USS
Okay.
America, and it was really just a bunch of blue belts. There's one gi purple belt and one undercover black belt. They didn't want to like instruct because his English was horrible.
Sure.
I think it was fine, but and eventually we ran out of what we knew, and so when we got to a port, we just download Eli Knight, David Avellin,
Yep.
instead of Brandon McCatherine. We just download and just try to figure out what they did and teach each other. So again, I you're serving at people that really want to do stuff. And actually, I was helping a new member of 10th Planet Oceanside this morning,
Yeah.
Arsenio, and I was like, "Hey, brother," and because there's all levels of folks in the class, so he probably got some information to upload. I'm like, "Hey, man, me and a purple belt took him through a bunch of stuff and just really broke it down Diddy style. I appreciate the Diddy style, um, and I told him, hey, man, all you got to do is find something you like here and go to YouTube University. Look it up from like 5 different instructors. They're all going to give you different details. And again, uh, completely appreciate the fact that you're focusing on the people that really need it, the people that like, you know, they're too proud perhaps to ask for the coach to come over and give them attention. But when
Also,
they look
a
online,
lot of people are nervous to ask. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I have a lot of, and like a lot of people are nervous to even ask me in my own classes half the time. They have to get used to me. And don't get me wrong, I don't have the most approachable face all the time. So part of it's my fault. But I try to be as personable as I can. But I think white belts are nervous. And a lot of time they don't even really know what to ask. So it's nice to speak to them and even from a sales perspective as well, like there's a lot more white and blue belts than there are purple, brown, and black belts. I mean, but those are the people that need these instructionals anyways. But I mean, I still watch instructionals. I just downloaded Gordon's camping instructional and I'm going to watch that. So it's not like they're not for everybody.
so I guess I'll give JB some more love here. So of the announced people so far, because so you're the one of the first announced like at large folks, but then we have some franchise players out there, and you kind of said a little bit already. I think Cam was somebody you're looking at, maybe Jet. Who is someone you really want to have a match against that you know of right now in the PGF?
Yeah, probably any of those guys I just mentioned. And I wouldn't say I'm overly like what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not like
Not hunting for it, or
Yeah, I'm not hunting for anything specific. I'm just excited more than anything else. Like it's a chance to challenge myself. I know these guys are good. Like I've seen what they do. They performed at a high level. Like let's see how I match up against them. Let's see how I stack up against them and see how I do. Like I said, I've been able to fight some of those high level guys. I've also trained with a lot of them. I stack up pretty well. But I'm excited to do it in this format, especially because it fits my style. Like one of my last matches was against Max Hansen. Max
Yep.
is really good, right?
Mhm.
Um, but basically, the match was pretty even back and forth. I took him down a couple times, but due to the ADCC rule set, I didn't score, but he scored a sweep on me, right? But like in the PGF rule set, would he have played a different game? I don't know, but like it would have been a better rule set for me, right?
Yeah.
Where like he's a really good guy, and there's some other Johnny Thomas, same thing. I fought him in ADCC rules, and took him down a couple times going out of bounds. Hit him with a fucking incredibly nice Harai Goshi, but he swept me for all of 2 seconds, scored 2 points, and that's how I lost the match. But like I was the one pushing the pace of that entire match.
Well, I'm sure you already know about the money bags,
Yeah,
where the four owners can reward what they like, and I know you like some sweeps,
yeah.
with some trips and stuff like that, and obviously you talked about Haragoshi. Just saying, if you want the key to Zoltan Bathory's heart, a sweet takedown, he's just reaching for the bag. So keep that in mind, sir.
Anything I can do. Like I said, whenever I see what I'm trying to do is go out there like I do in training and just have fun. Like I want to try everything, experiment, play around, hopefully not get myself submitted, but fucking go out there and kind of mess around and have fun with it. Try to actually have fun in competition. I spent years being nervous and having a hard time with competition where I've started to really figure it out and also decided that it doesn't really matter all that much. Just go out there, have fun, compete, and show off.
So I'm giving Abe a warning order here. I'm going to come to you here in a second, but I gave Sean the warning order, so you should be ready. Have your sip, and then right now, okay, here it is. At the PGF draft, February 4th. one, Stephen Aiken, the announcer of the PGF, will probably be putting the mic in front of you saying, what do you have to say to the teams uh, to make them want to draft you? The floor is yours, sir.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one. This is actually one thing I don't do well. So this is something that I've been practicing a ton in myself, which is talking to a camera, talking to a crowd. And I'm pretty honest with people. Like even doing this, I'm getting better at. But I've always been super nervous. But when these people
John,
like,
I'll get you one. Let's say hypothetically you're talking to
oh, I'm
someone
gonna,
right now that
yeah,
that could possibly be involved with this stuff. So
okay,
hypothetically, you could just talk to me and say
yeah.
why perhaps I should draft you.
Yeah, no, I think because you're going to get pure entertainment out of me, right? My style is forward. You're going to get submissions. You're going to get somebody that's entertaining all around. I'm going to have fun. I'm not looking to play it safe most of the time, as well as, one thing I bring that I keep telling people that's different than everybody else is like, I'm going to bring an entire audience to the PGF that nobody's ever seen. I'm going to bring that audience to not only myself, the PGF, but also my team, as well as like me coming forward. I'm just sorry, I'm stumbling a little bit here, but pushing, I'm gonna push harder. Like this, I told you this year is gonna be a big year for me, and I'm using the PGF as that format to show off and show out this year.
I love it, man. I mean, because like honestly, and you'll feel it. I think you've already felt it dealing with Brandon and Keelan. But really, one of the reasons, I mean, Brandon always talks about like the Peter Drucker quote that like culture eats strategy for breakfast.
Yep.
You're now going to be surrounded by a bunch of homies or in
Yeah.
family because like everyone in the PGF, whether it be our announcer, our commentators, our pre and post show, our sideline, our little sister Alex from the sideline reporter, camera guys, the refs, um, like PJ, that like the alleged hypothetical Secret Service agent that will like throw his body in front of you to save you to make sure you're okay.
Sure.
Everyone is all focused on you to let you shine and to make a great show for people. So I promise you, you will love this, sir.
Well, that's why I think you guys are going to see such great performances from me as well, because it's that week to week format, right? Where I'm not traveling, I'm not jumping on a plane on a Thursday, right, to show up, cut weight, get to a competition, a place I've never been, with a bunch of people I don't know that I'm uncomfortable with. We're going to be doing this PGF thing, week in and week out, and throughout the season, it's just going to get more and more comfortable, and I think you guys are going to see a ton from me. I plan on doing a ton of impressive stuff.
Love it. So obviously you're a gym owner in New Hampshire. Um, how are you going to handle the PGF season? Are you going to be in Vegas the whole time? Are you going to be jet setting?
It'll be a little bit of both. I'll be back and forth for some. I have a 6-month-old at home, so I'm going to have to do some traveling back and forth. I'm not really sure. I'm waiting to see the draft, see what happens, seeing like if I even get picked, right? So I have to do that first. But the goal is that I get picked, and then we're gonna plan out a schedule that works best. Whether it's a week out there, compete one night, then go back from like a Thursday to a Sunday, then come back out on a Monday, do a compete, kind of on and off. I have some people I can trust to run the gym, which is great, but I do still want to be a part of my gym while I'm gone. But the biggest thing is being here for my wife and kid when they need me. So what's going to happen with that, I don't know. The longer I can stay out there, the better, but we're going to have to figure out that schedule after the draft and stuff like that. But I want to be able to provide as much as I can to the PGF as well as the team I'm a part of. So we're definitely going to play around and figure out what schedule works best for everyone.
No, like I think Abe and I and a lot of guys in the chat actually can all understand. When you get the home side six, the mama of your child there, especially the 6-month old, it's a tall ask to be gone a long time, and she definitely has to sign off. So very smart. Always have to talk to. I don't know about you, but like no matter what rank I've ever been, I've always been just well the bosses back home, really. So
Yeah.
I feel you. Smart.
She completely understands too. She's incredibly supportive. She's actually really excited about this, and like I said, I keep telling myself that this is a big year. I'm really excited about it, and this is going to be that opportunity for me to really show off. So she's excited for me, and I think it's not going to only elevate myself, but it's going to elevate my gym and everyone else around us, as well as it's going to grow the social media. It's going to grow my future, and it's gonna really help us out in the long run.
All right, Abe. I've given you plenty of prep time. Your prep time is over. What questions you got?
Guess one. I'm gonna say silly. So I'm 5'7" too. So what's the deciding factor when you want to hit a flying triangle? I don't think I'll ever do one. But like, do you care if they're taller than you? Does it matter, or are you just sending it?
It all depends. It's really about like how you approach me. Like it's not always there. It's you could be. I mean, if you're 7 feet tall, it's probably not there. But to a certain extent, it's always there. I mean, a lot of time in wrestling exchanges or scrambles, right? Like if you're taller than me and we're in the midst of a scramble and you put your arm in the wrong position or you come up with an underhook the wrong way, like don't be surprised to see me flying through the air.
So I have a question from Michael Cragholm,
Okay.
who is Mobile Jiu Jitsu TV, or pardon me, that might not be him. I apologize. Anyways, somebody similar, perhaps. I thought it was him. But is social media coaching fulfilling for you? So do you do coaching from afar, like individual, or is it just you're doing it to the masses with your instructionals and just your like your YouTube?
That's community coaching. Okay, I almost misunderstood that question as in like social media coaching, like coaching social media. I was gonna say I actually just started coaching a couple people on their social medias, but actually coaching from social media, yeah, it's really cool. Um, to coach through social media as well as BJJ Fanatics because what I get is a ton of positive feedback, right? And every morning I wake up to a message, hey, for Jeff from New Zealand here, somebody from Austria, somebody from Australia, somebody from Beirut, Berlin. Like I've had someone message me from every continent, country, and let me know that they watch my instructionals. Like you got guys that are training on dirt in South Africa or something like that, and they're like, I watch your instructionals, this is how we get better. So it's super cool to see that and see that like that much reach and exposure I'm getting and that people know me all around the world. So it is incredibly fulfilling. But it's also just something I enjoy doing. Like I said, I've been doing social media for a long time with other stuff. Like I enjoy shooting my reptiles, I enjoy shooting all my fishing stuff. For a long time I wanted to start a YouTube doing that, but for me it's always been like if I do something I do it right. So it's like if I can't consistently make the content, I never wanted to do it. So now like just starting my YouTube, you've already seen I'm just pushing out a bunch of content. And like it's
Yeah.
that's what I love about it.
I think you're right, and I was wrong. I think he because your latest instructional is going to be about teaching social
Yeah.
media. So I think you're right. He might have been referencing that. And I'm just coming back up. So is teaching people how to do social media is that I mean, we'll do it that way as well. Is
I'm
that
not sure
fulfilling?
yet. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. So I have no idea. I will say it is cool in the sense of like I helped a couple of my students like grow their pages. They don't listen to everything I say, so far like they've had moderate success, not super success, but they are growing and they are doing well. But it's cool to see because I'm like you guys are my sample. It's like one of my people started out at like 1,000 followers, and now I think they're close to 6,000 followers. And then we have another kid that's like he's probably about to crack 1,000 followers, but he puts out great content. It's just getting those first 1,000 followers is incredibly hard. But I think in the long run, he's going to grow at a substantial pace. So like for me, it's cool as proof of concepts, and I just enjoy helping people out. I enjoy watching. I enjoy anyone being successful, and I enjoy being a part of that.
Love it. So I guess a question for you as well. I mean, obviously you're going to be possibly going back and forth between New Hampshire and Vegas, where you
Yeah,
stay there. Um, Well, right now we have Chris Olivo has been announced for the Phenoms as the coach.
yeah.
Uh, Ricky Lindell has been announced for the Las Vegas Kings as the coach. I might know the other two coaches, but they have not been announced, and so I'm not going to go back on double secret probation. I'm
No
not doing
worries.
that again. I've been in that jail. I'm not going to do it again. So, does that affect which team you want to be on, or how does what do you think the relationship between you and the team coaches and your fellow teammates is going to be like?
I think it'll be really good. Does it affect me? No, because I don't honestly really know who either one of those guys are all that well. If we're just being, I'm not gonna lie and act like I really know much about either one of them, because I don't. But like me, once I start to get to know people and like my inner circles, and we start to become a team, like everyone's real tight knit. I mean, one thing, I mean, if we're even going to talk about my gym and becoming a part of a team, the biggest thing I get compliments on my gym is just the atmosphere and how much fun and how personable the gym is. Like compared to every other place they've ever been to. Like, yeah, a lot of people, because we're the no gi competitive gym, kind of are intimidated to walk in the door. But once they walk in the door, they're like, I've never had so much fun in a gym. This place is awesome. Everyone here is incredible. Everyone treats me amazing. And that's the camaraderie and the personality I'm going to bring to my team.
Love it. So you know, we got about 11 minutes left before it's an hour. Not
Yeah,
quite because we started a little bit late. I try to keep it. Usually, I try to keep it 30 minutes when it's just me running my suck. But I appreciate everything you have here. I tried
yeah,
to keep it a little bit separate from you. I didn't do your whole origin story because
yeah,
that's been on about 3 different podcasts that I was able to find on Spotify, and I'll just
sure.
tell all the fans obviously look up. It's not really hard. Just go to Spotify, look up Shawn Melanson. There's three great ones. One BJJ Fanax, which is like 3 months ago,
Yeah,
another about like 8 months ago, and another one a year and a half ago. But regardless, um, well, just this is kind of an opportunity, and of course, I'm going to cut this up like a good social media guy of Opus Clips.
sure.
Here's the thing, John, for the fans of the PGF that might not know you, and I don't know how that's possible. Maybe they're under a rock and their algorithms are really weird. What do they need to know about you, and what are you going to bring the PGF for the fans?
Yeah, I think it's just along the same lines as what I said before. It's going to be a lot of action and high pace and entertainment. I think that's one thing I'm really looking to bring to the PGF is I want to be continuously entertaining. I want people to watch it. And I want them to tune in for myself, right? I don't want to be sitting there like playing a strategic game to just sit on my butt or something like that. They're looking for the air gel guy, the guy that's throwing people around, putting people on their shoulder and stuff like that. Now, we have some high level athletes, right? So I'm going to do my best to show some of that stuff off while doing, good jujitsu. But I want to provide really, really good entertainment value, as with the PGF, as well as like even like once you start following along with me, I'm doing twice weekly vlogs. So there's going to be a lot of background stuff that I'm going to show of the PGF, training at some gyms out there in Vegas, and just bringing a whole nother element of entertainment value to the PGF that's maybe not there yet.
All right, love it. Abe, any final questions from you, sir? And while he's doing that, thinking about that chat, your last chance, guys.
And nope, all good on my end. Covered everything.
All right, outstanding. So Abe is it's a peaceful transition of power. Abe is going to take over as a stats guy for the
Sure.
PGF. I'll be stepping down from that role. I still have a 20-pound brain, it's still there, but he's an actual stats guy. So we'll let the
Perfect.
professionals do it. So I guess I just want to tell you, and if you can, Russell, we'll once I say goodbye, we'll bring you back to the green room. I'll close this up, and then hopefully I'll talk to you a little bit back there, give you some tips and tricks, some inside baseball on the PGF. I won't keep you long, I swear. But Shawn, I love your attitude. I know you're New Hampshire folks don't always love to go to Boston. I was up there for 4 years for a little bit, when I was younger, and I really did enjoy the New England folk, especially my New Hampshire guys. You're very down to earth. It
Yep.
made good people, good real hard workers, and I think you bring that kind of like that yeoman's effort
Yep.
to everything you do. You really like you 100%. Wherever you're going to go, I feel that. I sense it, and I think whatever team gets you is going to be very very happy. Both the team and the teammates. I think you're gonna be great for the PGF, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see you on February 4th, and then of course on March 4th when you get to see when you get to show what's really going on, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. I appreciate all the kind words, brother.
All right. Well, Shawn, we'll let you go back to the green room for a second, and Abe and I'll close up, and we'll be there in a second.
Perfect, man. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Abe, man, man, you brought some stats, some good stuff. I love it. We're gonna be working on, building more for all the people that come out here. Abe, just real quickly, tell people what you do, what you're going to be doing for the jujitsu community. Pardon me.
Yeah, so my goal with substats is to always elevate grapplers, help them suck less. Like I said last week with jiu-jitsu analytics, it's helped me. I'm sure like any other business or anyone's, like, you track your data, it's going to help you better. And for what I want substats, my like dream vision is be like the ESPN of grappling. Like, I want to be known like substats moments, substats fact. Just want to help the community know more about jiu-jitsu with data. I was chatting with someone yesterday and talking about their data. It's like, I know I either win or I lose. And I was like, what about all the stuff in between? And then we got to chatting some more, and I'll be hopefully doing an analysis for that gentleman.
So essentially, you've seen some, I've seen some of the little clips, but hey guys, sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth just reveals your biases.
Yeah.
So,
Or
objective
surprise.
truth, yeah, it can help you actually. Abe is going to help you turn data into information that'll help you make decisions. And he's going to help do that for the PGF fans, the commentators. And he might help a certain mysterious fourth team that might be joining the PGF and their draft strategies.
Yeah. Analysis I'm going to do next week for my trip to Hawaii. Unfortunately, I got to go there. So I'm going to be doing a Philly Phenoms pre-event qualifier next week. Looking at all the participants right now, just by knowing one person, I think he's going to win. Just because I've seen his data and a lot of data that I've analyzed.
Sure.
I'm not going to say his name, but I'm going to be analyzing this weekend,
These
and I'll
are
push it out next week.
So the prognostication of the substats Abe Diaz. So hope you all enjoy that. So hey guys, I hope you liked learning from Shawn Melanson. He's a stand-up guy. He's going to be a workhorse. He's going to be exactly the type of guy you want to see in the PGF. He's going to lay it on the line. I have no question. He's not going to back down. I'm really excited for him. So until next week, guys, we can't all have 20-pound brains. Sorry. But I'll help make up for that. So see you next week.
See you, folks.